Hello again. This is the second time I'm meeting some of you today. I had a lab earlier this morning with section 54, and the rest of you, I had the lab with you on Monday, yesterday. Now, in both cases, we went through this geometry and that one and the hammer, and we parameterized this object, this part. And what that meant is that you created some parameters, they appeared in your tree with values, and then you created some equations between the actual dimensions in the database being equal to the value of the parameter. So all you have to do is to go to the tree, change the value of parameter, and as long as it was not an overkill so that the geometry fell apart, basically the sketches got self-intersecting features, etc. You saw the part resize right in front of your eyes on the computer. And also you could change the material, you could change the name, etc. And I told you that it could be that this is the kind of thing that may be of interest because a client comes to you or somebody comes to you and say, can you make this part for me where these are the dimensions and this is the material, for example. Can you show it to me on the screen how it looks like? And then possibly once you create it, we're going to send it to a 3D printer because I want to take this home and do something with it, okay? So that is the first requirement, the first approach, which is parameterizing a model, fits that purpose. However, it could be that although you can do it, but it's going to be totally pointless because you know that the company that you're working with, and this guy is a client of, can only actually makes only these things on specific dimensions, etc. Okay? So there's no need for you to go and input 12.5 because you know that the company does not make 12.5 inches of a thickness of something. They make 12, they make 13, they make etc. So this is where the concept of design table comes. Design table, basically you have a geometry. Some of these are things that are changeable and they are reflected, for example, in a table like this. In this particular problem, basically the entire geometry is specified here, okay? It could be, for example, the height Z, I did not put it in the table, and that means that, okay, don't worry about Z, Z can be anything, okay? But here, I'm also including Z there. Okay, now, this is called the design table. And what we do is we give CATIA this thing as an Excel spreadsheet, or if you don't have Excel, I mean, obviously you do, but don't go that route. There are cases that people may not have Excel, and they can use a text file in order to put that information, but there are some formatting issues. There's probably columns have to be separated by tabs and things like that. Now, the problem with the design table is like me trying to tell you how you can go from the outside of your house, you're standing on the outside of your house, and you want to go to the second floor, I don't know, to a particular room. So I can open the door, walk you through the hallway, through the steps, all the way to the second floor, and to that room. Mission accomplished. Or I can take you around the house, put a ladder there, all the way to the window of that room, and make you take the ladder all the way up into the room. Mission accomplished. Or I can stack a whole bunch of, I don't know, tables on top of each other and tell you to hop on the table, basically climb it, and go through the window. You achieve the same objective, different ways. Okay, that is the problem with design table. We can do this thing different ways. So I'm going to show you 2 ways. Okay, first, I am going to make a model that looks like that. Let's call it a nominal part. And on it, put the dimensions that I want to be controlling through this table. Okay? Once I do that, I either have a spreadsheet or I make a spreadsheet and then link this spreadsheet to the part that I made. Okay? That's one way of doing it. In other words, I use a pre-existing spreadsheet in order to achieve my objective. That's the first approach. Are there any questions? Okay, all right. So first task is make this a nominal part with nominal dimensions that may have nothing to do with these. However, it is useful if I use one row of this, for example. I don't have to, but I'm saying that, hey, you know, why not? 10, 5, 3, 1, 1. I know this thing works, hopefully, and I can use it, but I'm not going to do that. Okay, part, okay. All right. Save it. File, save management, save as. I already made a folder for you, desktop, and it's right here, July 27, lecture section 2, and I'm going to call it part, yeah, part 1. That's fine. Put it there. Okay. So on that horizontal plane, for example, or any plane, you're going to make that shape. We did it earlier this morning for parameterizing that model, but we do it again. Okay, right there. I'm wasting too much time trying to. Trying to make it look good. You don't have to. Okay. All right, let's clean it up. Left, control right, control middle axis, symmetric. Left line here, control right line, control middle axis, symmetric. Very good. Let's dimension the stuff that we want. So this was called, in my table, this was called X. Look, right here, X, okay? This thing was called Y. This thing was T. And this is R. Okay, all right, exit. And the height, padded height, was called Z in the table. All right, so let's save this. Now I'm going to go and make an Excel spreadsheet just like you see here. Now, because my units are already in inches, when I link this table without any units specified here, it assumes that these are inches. But if, for example, my units are in inches, in this table are in inches, and when I read it, my default units in CATIA when I'm using it is a millimeter, then it's going to assume that these are millimeters. Just to make sure that there is not an issue, what I suggest, right next to X and Y and Z and R and T, you put down parentheses, IN parentheses, okay? So my spreadsheet is going to look like this. Let me start with the Excel sheet. Okay. Let me save it. File, save as, browse, desktop in that folder, because you have to direct the program on where that spreadsheet is located later on. When you do on a homework, on a test, you have to give us this spreadsheet also, otherwise you cannot mark it. So this is going to be, it's going to happen. People are going to give their files, they're not going to give us the spreadsheet, and then they say, oh, I didn't know that. So this is example one. Example one. Okay, now let's make it. This one is serial number. What the heck is it? serial number. This is X, and I said to avoid any complication, I will put IN next to it. And this guarantee, when this is read into CATIA, it knows that they are inches. Y, IN, Z, IN, T, IN, and R, IN. If they're in millimeters, put millimeters. I don't care, whatever they are. So AAA, no, AAA. Okay, so let's do that. AAA, BBB, CCC. Now let's put these numbers. This was a 10. Let's see now. 10, 5, 3, 1, 1, 10, 3, 5, 10, 3. What did I say? 10, 5, 3, 1, 1. 5, 3, 1, 1. And I just noticed that in the table, this is R, the other one is T. It really doesn't matter, but because we can rearrange these things later on. But why do that? And just do whatever you're given. Okay, what's the next row? 5521.5. 5521.5. 5521.5 or 0.5. Last one. So last one is 33.5.52. 33.5.52. 33.5.5. Okay, now save and close. Okay, now let's go back to our model. Remember I told you that there are 3 ways to get into the room: ladder, front door, bunch of tables on top of each other. I'm just showing you one of them here. Okay, so if you go to f of x, and you click on that, you get your dimensions. I'm making my job easier by changing the name of these things to what they're supposed to be. Remember, this is not parameters. I'm not creating parameters. All I'm doing is renaming. For example, you select this. I like to call it big X because that's the way it is in the table. I select this. I like to call it big Y. This one is big T. Big T. I'm renaming things. I'm not creating parameters. This one is R. And this one is Z. Okay? And you say, okay. No problem. Save it. Now, this is all new from this point on. Down here, you see something in the knowledge toolbar where you see f of x. You see something that looks like a spreadsheet. Actually, this looks like a monthly calendar to me, but it is a design table. It's a spreadsheet. Click on it. Here, it says you can take the front door or you can go through the ladder. Let's take the front door. Create a design table from a pre-existing file. This one says created from create a design table with current parameter values. So no. I'm showing you one way right now. It's this. I created it. I created a spreadsheet, and I'm going to use it. So I click on it. Actually, it's already selected. I don't click on it. You say OK. You say, OK, where is that spreadsheet that you want to use? Well, it's not here. It's there. I call it example 1. Do you remember that? Example 1. And say open. And look at this. Pay attention to this thing very carefully. It says, do you want to automatically associate the columns of the design table, in other words, the column of that spreadsheet? Remember I went and renamed it? Because it says, hey, you have some stuff in the spreadsheet. If I see anything in the f of x, in that database that has the same name, do you want me to say these are the same? The answer is yes. Okay? Ooh, look at that. So it went to the spreadsheet. It found a table. Never mind about the serial number. It saw a column of X with these numbers, a column of Y with these numbers, Z with these numbers, etc. And because I said, hey, go to the database. If you see anything with those names, pretend that these are the same thing that appear in the spreadsheet. Okay, very good. It hasn't done the serial number because it didn't find anything in the database that says serial number. I didn't do that. Now look, if you want to do this thing right now, no problem, because there's something missing here. You see that there is an association tab? There is an association tab right there. It says, oh, I saw something called serial number in your design table, in your spreadsheet, and I don't know what to do with it. Well, I want to associate that with the part number right there. Part number. Take the part number in the database and associate it with serial number. So associate. Now if you go to configuration, you see right here. Okay? Now I could have called this thing serial number. I didn't do it. I'm sorry. Next one I will do. But anyway, if you want this thing to appear first, no problem. Association, you move this thing up, 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 up. Okay? And then configuration. The first column is a serial number. I could have changed the name to serial number, but I didn't. These are renamed and right there. So what is the value of this? Okay, if you say apply, if you select the first row and apply, hey, there we are. If you select the second row with all this information and apply, there we are. Third row, apply, there we are. Now, you can also play with the spreadsheet from here. In other words, say edit table, edit table. It opens up that spreadsheet and I say, hey, would you like to add something to it? Yes, I'll say yes. Okay, dummy. How about that? Dummy. What about, I don't know, 3, 4, Z is 0.5. Or now make sure you put the stuff here that does not screw up your sketch though. You got to be careful, because if you select that row and the things that you put in there screwed up your sketch, then you have to go fix it. There's no problem, you can fix it. But you know, this is not completely random. So for example, 0.5 and 0.5. Definitely 2 is going to screw it up. 0.5. And this one, let's make this thing T, remember is that height. I'll make it 6, but if I'm going to make this 6, I better change these things to bigger numbers. So maybe, I don't know, A6 and, oh no, more than that. Maybe 10. I mean, you can't just go ahead and put random numbers in here. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so you added something to your table. Make sure you save it, and close it. And it's going to come and tell you that, hey, you updated your design table. You say, yes, I know. And there's the last row. Let's select it. Apply. Cool. This was walking you through the front door to the to the room on the second floor. Okay, let me show you these three problems by walking you through the stairs instead of through the ladder. Are there any questions? No questions. Excellent. So let's go to our second problem. Let's do the hammer. Third problem. Okay, so your first task is to create a nominal hammer, okay, and dimension it based on what you want to control. Okay, here we want to control LH, RH, RF, and alpha. Radius of the handle, radius of the fillet, angle alpha, and the length of the hammer. Of course, we want to later on apply material and serial number also. Okay, let's go make it. All right. Start with a part. Do not start with product. You're on your own if you do that, and things don't work out. You can make it work. It's just that why are you going to make your life more miserable? So on that plane, a sketch. Hammerhead. Okay. Fillet. This is going to be radius of the fillet later on, RF, parameter RF. Dimension angle, because this is going to be one of the parameters that we're going to specify in the design table. Good. Exit. Padded. That I'm assuming is constant. Okay, so I did the same thing this morning. It's not one of my parameters. That's okay. It could have been. On this face, I will sketch. Okay. Okay, let's center it nicely. Left line, control right line, control the center, make it equidistant right there, shift it a little bit. Top line, control bottom line, control the center. Oops. I don't know what I picked. Sorry again. Top line, control bottom line, control the center. Yep. Equidistant. And this radius is one of the things that I want to control in my design table. So dimension it. Right there. Exit. Pad it. Okay, good, good. So now let's go ahead and rename these. Remember, in the first example, first I created my Excel spreadsheet, and then I did the renaming. They have nothing to do with you. These are two different tasks. So let me rename these things. I don't have to do the spreadsheet first. Okay, so click on it. Okay, let's go with these. This is the angle alpha, right? There it is. Let me call it alpha. Walking you through the front door. This is RF. RF. Now I want the dimension of the radius of this handle, but to do that, you can, for example, click on the path, second path. There it is. This is RH, radius of the handle. And then select this guy. That's the length of the handle. Length of the handle. Okay. Okay, that's good. And part, go all the way down, part number, let me call it serial number. This is one thing that I didn't do last time. That's why I had to go and associate it. Serial number. Okay. The only thing is that because material is also one of my parameters, what I would do is I will create apply material here first. Where's that guy? Material right there. Dummy thingy. Aluminum on the part. Okay. Now, what is the name of that column? The column heading is called material. Okay, so if yeah, I can leave material there. That's fine. All right, good. Now, now the spreadsheet. Okay, I don't. Oh, first of all, I have to save this thing, right? File, save management. In that folder, but I'm not going to call it part 1. I'm going to call it part 2 because this is the second problem. No, this is a third problem. Third problem. Okay. Very good. Now we're going to do our spreadsheet. Excel. Save it, because later on you have to direct CATIA where to find it. So let me do I'll do this. Put it in that same folder. It doesn't have to be in that folder, but it will be on the test and on the homework. It will be in the folder that you put in Blackboard, right? Save as, browse, desktop is right there, and this is going to be example 3, right? Example 3. Good. Now let's put it in serial number. Serial number. I can't remember. Did I call it lowercase serial or uppercase serial? I don't know. Serial number. If I put big S there, it won't recognize it, and I have to do it manually. Okay, I'll just take my chances. Serial number. It could be that in CATIA when I renamed it, I called it big S, real. Okay. And then it is material. Material, there is something there that's already called material. Material is already called material. So this one should probably recognize. And then there is, what do we have here? What is our table? LHRH, LHRH, okay. LH in inches, RH in inches, RF, radius of the fillet in inches, and alpha in degrees. Now, please make sure you're with me on this, and that is you put these only for safety reasons, because your database units may be millimeter and I don't know radians, and if that's the case, it's gonna, if you don't put these things here, you just put numbers here, it's gonna use millimeters and whatever radian. But my units, because they're inches and degrees, I don't have to put these things in there. But for safety reason, make sure you don't lose any marks. If there is a mistake, put it there. Okay. Now serial number AAA, BBB, CCC. Let's see, what do we have here? Oh, gee, I should have put A0. Okay, gold, silver, brass, steel. We'll fix it. Gold, silver, brass, steel, and this is A001. This is A002. A003. Oops, 3. A004. Okay, now these numbers I have to take here. So let's see, column wise, 10, 25, 25, 10, 25, 10, 25, 5. I think the last one was 20, was it not? Oh, 20, 10, 20, my God. 10, 20, 25. Okay, our next column is 1.5, 1.25, 1.5, 1.25, Handle radius 0.5, 0.1, 0.1, 0.25, 0.5, 0.1. No, actually this was 1, I think. What was it? Yeah, 0.1, 0.1, 0.25. I want to check it. And these are all totally useless numbers. That's why I can't remember them. 0.5, yeah, that's good. And the angles 30, 45, 90, 60. 30, 45, 30, 45, 90, 60. Now remember, if you put garbage here so that it destroys your sketch or violates the part one way or other, obviously that particular row is not going to work, and you have to go and edit your table, fix it basically. But save it. You have to save it and close it. Now you go to the CATIA right here. See this in the knowledge. This knowledge is so important. Click on it. From existing file. Yup, from existing file. It says, where is it? Well, it's example 3 in that folder. You have to give us the spreadsheet. And why I keep repeating this is that I don't want people to come back and say, oh, I forgot to give you my spreadsheet. Can I give it now? If I was the marker, I'll say no. On the exam, you're not going to accept it anyways. Good. Do you want to automatically associate columns of the design table? That means if I see anything in the database that matches your spreadsheet, your Excel spreadsheet, should I assume that they're the same? The answer is yes. Remember that serial number, I'm not sure what I did. Of course, we can check it here. Let me see if I can open it. Well, unfortunately, yes. So, yeah, see here. If you say no, you're going to have to do the association yourself, just like I did the part name at the beginning, okay? It's not the end of the word. It's just that, there we are. Serial number, see, it didn't take it right there. And I bet if I go down here, well, it didn't take it probably because, I don't know, when I renamed it, I'm not sure what happened. So here, associate, and I'm going to move this thing up, right? Up, up. Say OK. No, don't say OK. If you say OK, it's going to close it. Configuration. These are the serial number, material, dimensions, etc., etc. Now, let's check it. The reason it's red is that, remember, we used the nominal dimension to make this, and it says, hey, I want to update because you're giving me this row. These numbers are different from what you use. Yep, so you just say apply. Okay? But material is changing, by the way. And the name is changing also. Apply. You see? There. Okay. Save. Do you have any questions? Very good. Now we're going to do the third problem. Do you remember this from the morning? Okay, it goes first step is all the same. So this example that I showed you, I walked you through the front door, all the way through the steps to the second floor. All right, so let's kill this. Let's start another one. Part. Okay. All right, save it right away. File, save management, save as, your good old folder, right there. And this is going to be part 2, right? This is the second problem, part 2. Don't do part 1 because it's going to overwrite this, or part 3. Yeah. Okay, let's go make it. On this plane, I will sketch. Make that same rectangle that we did in the morning. Not rectangle, the trapezoid. Okay. Dimension the stuff that you want to control. So this was B later on. This is L later on. There are two angles, one angle here and one angle there. What I mean is one angle here. There's another one on this side. There. Exit. We decided to pad this thing by a fixed amount. So 2 inches. I think that's what it is. 2 inches. And drawing shows you 2 inches. What is that? See, it shows you 2 inches. So that's not one of our parameters. Okay. Good. Now on that top face, I will sketch my good old circle. Center it nicely, because you're asked to do that. Left, control right, control the middle, center, the middle, or the center. That's what I mean. Equidistant. And for the other one, you can do it like this if you want. This point, control that point. I'm doing it differently. Okay. Where is this guy? There, and then again equidistant. We'll do the same thing. You could have done top line, bottom line, etc. Exit, and you read the instructions to avoid losing any mark. It says it's all the way through. The holes are all the way through. So you pocket to the last. Very good. Now on this, we want to dimension this, right? I forgot to dimension it because it's one of the things that you want to control. That sketch, second sketch, dimension it. Right there. Exit. We repeat the same thing on the side. On that side, we'll sketch. Okay. Left, control, right, control the middle, center, equidistant. Again, a top line, back to what I was doing before. Bottom line, center, equidistant. Dimension this, because it's one of the things we're going to control. Exit. Okay. And pocket all the way to the end. Okay, good. Notice this, they intersect here. That's fine. That's the way we want it to be. No problem. Okay, good. So save it. All right, now let's rename these. Okay, rename. Okay, so we go to f of x, and then we go to our spreadsheet later on. Okay. So click on that. Let's patiently do this thing. This thing is what you want to call B. That's a B. See, I'm not creating parameter. I'm just renaming those dimensions. That's different from using the stuff down here and the type and stuff like that. Now let's do this other guy. Big L. This thingy is the angle alpha. Alpha. So on that side is beta. This radius on the top. Now I don't see it here, but you can, if you click on the pocket, it shows you the radius. This is going to be our top. Okay. And if you click on the second pocket, this is going to be our side. Our side. Okay. How about the material name? So you click on the part. You scroll down. The last time I did it, but it didn't work the way I wanted it. So where was the part number? See, I called this thing serial number, but when it came to doing it, it didn't do that. So let's try it again. Serial, I don't know, number. Okay. Fine. Oh, there was a material here. So that's okay. Say okay. Okay, close this thing, apply your material, no problem. We go back into it. We can go back into it. aluminum on this part. Now, just listen to me carefully. All 30, I don't know, 32 of you. I want to go back to my table. No, not the table. Never mind. We'll get there. I'll caution you later. Okay, f of x. Okay. So material is down here on the part. You go down here, there's the material that I applied right there, and it's aluminum. Now, in the table, what do I say here? I say MAT, right? So I can put later on MAT in my table, but then we'll see. Okay, that's fine. Good, good. Okay, save it. I mean, if anything you forgot, you come back and fix it. No problem. Now, spreadsheet. No, not here. Spreadsheet. This is example 2, right? So file, save as, browse, desktop. There's the folder. This is example 2. You're going to make it. First column is serial number. Serial number. Then it's a material, big M-A-T, big M-A. I should not writing it. Big M-A-T. But that's how I gave it to you, right? Big M-A-T. And then there is L-B. There is L. Now, to be on the safe side, you can put IN next to it. But I'm okay because my units in CATIA are in inches. So it's going to use the right ones. But as I said, if in doubt, put IN here. B, I'm not going to put it, okay? But here is going to be R top, R side, R top, R side. What else we have here? Alpha and beta. Alpha and beta. If you're not sure, put degrees next to it. Okay. Can't remember what these things were. AAA, BBB, CCC, AAA, BBB, CCC, material, steel, brass, gold, steel, brass, gold. What do we have here? 10, 6, 20. 10, 6, 20. 10, 6, 20. 8, 6, 12. 8, 6, 12. Our top. 0.5, 0.25, 0.75. 0.5, 0.25, 0.75, 75, our side, 0.3, 0.75, 0.75, 0.3, 0.75, 0.75, alpha and beta. What is that? 70, 90, 60, 70, 90, 60, and the last column for beta is 60, 90, 60, 60, 90, 60, 60, 90, 60. Save it, close it. You cannot associate when it's open, okay? I don't think so, at least. Okay, you click on the in the knowledge toolbar, you click on design table, walking you through the stairs to the second floor, create a design table from a pre-existing file. It says, well, where is it? Well, it's here, example 2. Tells you, okay, do you want, if I see anything that matches your database from the spreadsheet, do you want me to associate it? The answer is yes. Okay, it did everything except for serial number and material. Okay. Now, oh my God, look at what happened. These units are all screwed up, right? Because you know why? Because I think my units in right now, let me close this thing for you. Let me close this thing. There's a reason. Check my units. Oh, God. Okay, check my units here. Tools, options, because I think parameters. No, you know what? It assumes their inches. It assumed their inches. Terrible, terrible. We can fix it. Okay, how do I get back my spreadsheet? There are different ways of doing this thing. Look, the spreadsheet is in the tree also, under the either under parameter relations, I'm not sure. Right there, design table, right there, right there. Double click on it. That was terrible. So edit the table. Yeah. We put here inches. I thought it would do it, but it did not. Don't make mistakes like that on the homework on the test, please. I don't think you need to do the degree. I'm not sure. Actually, I'm not sure now. Maybe. Oh well. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. We're going to check that. I forgot to check the screen to see whether they changed it or not. Let's try it. Let's try it. I'm not going to put. Oh God. IN. Close it. Now I'm going to save this and close it because I'm going to check my angle whether it took the angles correctly or not. Yeah. See, the angles are all screwed up also. Okay, no problem. These are okay because I put units here. That's terrible. Let's go back there. You put here degrees, DEG. And this is DEG. And then you save it and you close it. It's going to warn you that the design table has been changed. Oh, yeah, that's good. That's good. Look, this is all correct now. Okay, now let's go to another row and apply. Look. With these parameters, remember alpha and beta are 90 degrees. That's our vertical. These dimensions are correct. Let's do this one. Both are 60 degrees. So select this, apply. There we are. You select this, you apply. There we are. Now, the only thing it didn't do was the name, the serial number, and the name. That you have to do it manually. It looks like we tried 3 problems. It doesn't do it automatically. So you go to association. It says, hey, in your table, I find these 2 things and I don't know what to do with it. I'm going to say, no problem. Let's go down here. Get the serial number here, part name. This was part, remember I renamed it? That was totally useless renaming it because I have to do it anyways. Associate and go and select your material, which was, I don't know, aluminum or something right there. Associate with that. Anything that you want to move up, rearrange these, you can do that. Let's move up serial number first, material second. The rest of them we're going to keep the way it is. And go to the configuration tool. See that? Serial number is right here. Material is correct. We go to the next one. Apply. Now, let's add one more row to this, because I want to show you that you can't just put random numbers, random stuff there. So DDD, I don't know, silver. Okay, let's keep these the same. For example, 20, just like the first row. You can copy and paste if you want, because that's really a spread. That's really Excel. Let me make our top. Okay, so let's make our top. Yeah, I don't know, 0.5. Keep it the same, 0.75, no problem. Our side also 0.75. okay? But these angles, I'm going to make it very acute. So how about 5 degrees? I'm sure this is going to screw it up. And I don't know, the other one, I can keep it, or yeah, I'll keep the 60. I don't know, we'll see. 60. Let's see what happens. Save it. Close it. Synchronizing it. Let's try the last row, whether it's going to work. Yeah, I mean, you basically got screwed up. You can see why. You can't just put random numbers there. So let's look at it. It says, I can't do this path. Let's figure out why. Let's go to the sketch, see how it looks like. There we are. That's your sketch. Because of these random numbers that you put in there, 5 degrees, etc. So you get garbage. Okay. Oh my God, 450. Exactly 450. Very good. Any questions? Any questions? Okay, before you go, there's something I want to tell you. Now, we got an email.
Professor, I had a question.
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
When I edit my table and save the spreadsheet, it doesn't show up. Are you clicking something to make it show up?
Okay. No, wait a minute. So let me go. But first of all, if you want to access your if you want to access your design table because you closed, you said okay, you closed it. It's in your tree, right there. See that? It's in your under relations. If you double click on it, the design tables open up. So if you let me go to another row, obviously this one was garbage. So
I closed the table and opened it, and it showed up.
it didn't show up.
It showed up when I closed it and reopened it.
Okay, listen. If you just hang around for a minute, or look at your screen and see what happened. Okay. Are there any other question? Because I want to make